And welcome to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm your host. This evening's topic is a general overview of the upcoming Clinton Rotary Cancer Walk. And with me to discuss this evening's topic is Jim Beardsley from the Cancer Walk Committee. Jim, welcome.
Hiya, Peter. How are you?
Good, buddy. How are you? Good to see you again.
I'm doing fine.
Good.
We see each other often enough, but not often enough.
Exactly. So, Jim, tell us a little bit about the Rotary Cancer Walk. How did it get involved, and how long have you been involved with it?
Okay. Well, years ago, at one time, there was sort of a halfway house in Clinton.
Okay.
That a couple had set up that was followed the American Cancer Society aspect.
Sure.
And people who had cancer used to come in, they could read and rest and relax.
Okay.
We got wind of it, Rotarians and nosy, and got involved in it. And the concept of the American Cancer Society is great.
Right.
But it's big, and we got involved with the person-to-person's need. The overhead expenses are things that are needed right now.
Correct.
And if you check into the various cancer operation foundations, it takes a while, and they take care of the big stuff.
Right, exactly.
So we decided, well, why don't we take the approach of establishing a cancer relief fund to take care of overhead expenses.
Sure.
That's like, rent, taxes,
Okay.
electric bill, phone bill, whatever the case may be. And back in 1998,
All right, sure.
we initiated, we kind of copied a little bit of the American Cancer aspect,
Okay.
where they have a walk around the track, and they had an overnight. Well, we did it for 2 years overnight.
Yeah.
And what happens is a lot of responsibility involved, liability and whatnot.
Long day.
And me having been being an insurance man at the time,
Right.
was very aware of it. So we decided we would just go to a day basis.
Right.
And like any other business, you need something to start with that gives you the strength to continue.
Correct.
And the Rotary Club is a strong operation.
It is.
And what they did initially, we ran a couple of golf tournaments to raise some funds to get ourselves started.
Okay, sure.
And from that point on, we had a walk every year. And it went on, I guess, maybe 5 or 6 years, and all of a sudden, one of our great benefactors, Dr. Mel,
Yes.
the weatherman from Channel 8,
Channel 8, sure.
he came aboard because he himself was a
right.
cancer victim.
That's right.
And he gave it tremendous support, and he would come and speak.
Yep.
It was great. And we just went to the track concept for a while, and what we did is we said, well, we've got to get funds somewhere to raise this, to keep it going. So what we did, we started getting sponsors.
Okay.
And if I were to turn around and show you the back of my shirt,
I've...
you would see the sponsor aspect.
Yeah.
And it went well for a while, and we established let's say an amount of money that we could afford to give out. And at that point, it was like about $2,500.
Okay.
And we were exposing ourselves to all cancer victims.
Okay.
And we found we just couldn't handle it financially. So we backed off. We then moved it just to the shoreline.
Yeah.
Guilford, Brantford, Madison, up the line, even Killera, which is inland a little bit.
Right.
And we've got tremendous support,
Good.
believe me, for sponsorship. So then we figured, well, let's get it a little bit bigger. We ran it a little bit longer. The Rotary Club had run some golf tournaments, as I told you.
Yeah.
Gave us funds to start with.
Sure.
And what we did, we have a committee of 3 people.
Who's on your committee?
Rich Onofrio,
Sure.
Jack Egan,
Yeah.
and myself.
There you go.
Yeah. And we set ourselves up with an application which we've improved upon over the years.
Okay.
And it gave us an idea of the need, financial need primarily for people.
Okay.
And
Sure.
from that point on, we've moved into a, let's say, $25,000 raising fund situation.
Oh my God.
And up to this
Holy
date,
cow.
we have given away almost $250,000
Wow.
to cancer victims.
Yeah.
And we have involved with the government with the new applications with the,
Sure.
I think I mentioned to you before about, if a cancer patient, we need information as to their physical condition, their financial condition. And then sometimes they have a sponsor. Middlesex Hospital often sends us out. And now we're involved with the situation with HEPA, where they have given us permission to get the information from the physician.
Really?
And to determine what's what. And the tough part I find is that we get calls from out of the area. And at this point, we're just not, we're not able to handle that.
You're not, yeah.
And my response to them is that, I can appreciate their need, but what we do is we take care of an area that supports us.
Right, of course.
We're not being selfish, we're just
No.
being practical about
Exactly.
the whole thing. And then we went into the walk. We had a live band at that time, and we started progressive. We said, well, let's get it really involved.
Okay.
And that's where we are at this point.
All right.
And I can bring you from here on.
Yeah, keep going, keep going.
Okay. Well, okay, I would say, unfortunately, Dr. L left us.
Yes, he did. Yes.
He became victim to the Don disease, cancer, which I think would have been in 2011.
Yeah.
He died on January 18th. He died.
Was it melanoma?
Melanoma, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, melanoma was it.
That's what I
And,
thought.
that man encouraged us so much.
Oh, yeah.
He had that disease, but you'd never know it.
Right, exactly.
So we figured, well, we would carry on. We keep him in our memory.
Right.
We've even had a tree planted up at the complex in his name.
Really?
And
I didn't know that.
we'll always remember Dr. Mel.
Exactly.
So,
Great guy.
Yeah. So from that point on, we figured, well, let's expand something to attract the people.
Sure.
And we started to bring in some live entertainment if we could.
Okay.
We had the convertibles is the live entertainment.
Yeah, definitely.
We have a disc jockey come in, and now we've moved into another area.
What's that?
Well, I come up with an idea. Once in a while, I get ideas,
There you go.
and it's called 3-on-3,
Yes.
and it's a basketball tourney,
Okay.
which we're limiting at the present time to 6th, 7th, and 8th grade children.
Okay, sure.
And there's 3 on each team.
Okay, sure.
The score is established not too high, but unless
Yeah, played
get
like
some
10 or
ringers
15.
maybe. And they play against each other. They establish a winner, if you will.
Yeah.
And we will reward the winner with a pizza or something like that. Nothing.
Right.
No trophies. Nothing like that.
Okay.
So went there, and then we moved into bringing in some craft tables.
sure.
Tables.
Yep.
And not tag sale.
nope.
No. Kind of nice merchandise. So when you walk around the track, it can get boring at times.
Of course it could.
And at least this gives them something to look
Something
at.
new.
Perhaps, And we have also brought in food trucks. At one time, we used to do all the cooking and whatnot.
Right. Yeah.
And I always reflect back to the Bluefish Festival where I cooked.
Yeah.
Enough is enough.
Exactly.
So we're bringing food trucks in this year.
Are we?
Food, yeah. And so we'll have pizza, hamburgers, and hot dogs, and cannoli man is coming in, of course.
Ooh. Cannoli man. All right. From Guilford.
Yeah. And,
Okay.
And an ice cream truck is coming in.
Nice.
So that'd be fine. And if everything goes well,
Right.
our children's area, we expanded that.
Really?
Yeah, we have an area, we entertain the children where we're now going to have, this year, we're going to have a watermelon eating contest.
Okay. All right.
And a sack race and various things to entertain the kids.
Right.
While mom and dad
Take a
walk
walk.
the track.
Exactly.
And that's where we're at that. We have a silent auction
Yes.
which we'll probably run it 2 or 3 times a day. And it's of a quality type of merchandise, if you will. People, we have a sheet we'll put the bid on
Yep.
and so forth and so on. And then we have a live auction later on. We hope to probably have it 2 times in the day.
Okay.
And that's from Dennis Donovan.
Yes, that's right.
He's the quiet one. He's the one
Yeah.
that's going to
Dennis Donovan and Quiet?
Yeah, so he's going to run, he runs that for us.
Okay.
And what we do is we go to various businesses in town, get gift certificates
Yeah,
and
get
things of that nature.
donations, pick up
whatever.
prizes, right.
Yeah, get dinner and whatnot. As a matter of fact, we've got one donation from Rhode Island, Providence, Rhode Island.
Really?
And it's a very, very, very well-known restaurant. I don't, the name doesn't mean anything to me, but not
Okay.
being fan. But the value for 2 is $250.
Oh my God.
So it's a whole evening and whatnot.
All right.
So that's something kind of new for
That is.
this year. And this year, I think Saybrook is having something in the theater up there, Kate.
Yep.
The Kate Theater.
Yes.
Well, we got 2 tickets. We raffled them off at one of the Rotary meetings.
Right, okay.
To raise funds. And one of the district members won it.
Really?
He said to me, gee, I really don't need it. I'd probably donate it back to the club. I said, wait a minute. Donate to the cancer fund.
Exactly.
So we've got that also to throw into the raffle.
Okay.
And to me, I think it'll be an emotional day.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's a mixed emotions. You know, you're happy to have the family or whatnot there, but you're sad about those who passed away and they're no longer with you. Well, and my concept is, well, they may not longer be with us physically,
Right.
but in here,
They're here mentally.
they're still with us. So that's where we are.
They're here mentally, so they might not be here physically, but
Yeah.
they're definitely here mentally.
But it's been successful. And the reason it's successful is because of the people who come and support us.
Sure.
And my committee has been pretty well intact
Yeah.
for all those years. And, you know,
Right.
so you have any other
Well, we're about to go to a break here in a
Yeah.
minute or so.
Yeah.
But before we go into the break, we talked about the walk, we talked about
Yeah.
the event,
Yeah.
but we didn't talk. There's one piece of information missing. When is it?
Okay, well, we'll do that. We'll keep it a secret until the next session.
No,
No.
we'll tell
Okay,
them now, but then
okay.
we'll talk about it again
Yeah.
during the next segment.
Okay, well, it's on a Saturday. It's September 13th.
All right.
And it runs from 1 o'clock till 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And it's at the Peters Complex in Clinton.
Yep.
And for those who are not familiar with it, it's off Glenwood Road, right next to the school up there,
Yep.
the Pearson School. And it's easy to get to.
It is.
If you're coming down from Hartford, whatever, you get on to 81, take 81 all the way down. It's
You can't miss it.
You can't miss it.
No.
We'll have signs out, that's
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
definitely.
Yeah, and there is no fee.
No, it's
No,
totally
no.
free to get in.
It's free to get in. Might cost you to get out. but-
Exactly. Exactly. Might cost you
Yeah.
get out, but it's not going to cost you anything to get in.
Yeah.
Jim Beardsley from the Cancer Walk Committee, would you mind sticking around for another segment?
Why not?
All right,
I'll
we'll be
happy.
right back after a short
Yeah,
break.
Good.
It was like
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many. But what if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Okay, so we drowned the fire.
Yep.
Stirred it. Drowned it again. And now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. Already posted it.
And welcome back to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm your host, sitting here with Jim Beardsley from the Clinton Rotary Cancer Walk. Jim, welcome back.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, me too.
appreciate it.
We figured we'd stay around for another segment.
Why not?
All right.
Yeah.
But before we start talking in this segment, I did want to mention, I know you and I didn't talk about it yet, so let's open this segment with it. I understand you guys sell luminaries for
Yes.
the luminary lighting, which is
Yeah.
a little bit later in the
Yeah.
evening. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, well, part of the day, as you know, we have the normal things during the day, the music.
Yep.
And the auctions or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We also have luminaries.
Okay.
And I brought a sample.
Sure.
This is it's a white paper bag.
Uh-huh.
And we put a
candle in
little
it.
weight inside the candle.
Yep.
And we light it up, and on the front, people can put the name of those in memory.
Right.
Those who have survived.
Okay.
We have an honor.
Okay.
Honor bag.
All right.
And we place them around the track. Mm-hmm. And we probably come close to maybe 800 or 900
Wow.
bags around the track.
Wow.
Well, the cost is it's $5 a bag.
$5, okay.
$5 a name, actually,
Yep.
which it is. And it's amazing how many people purchase these.
Exactly.
And we give them the liberty to put down Pete, whatever name, and a little
Right.
a little comment.
Right.
And it kind of gives them an attachment. other
Exactly.
Than the emotional to the whole thing.
Exactly.
And then another idea I had years ago
Uh-huh.
is that it's up at the field complex.
Yep.
And there are grandstands there.
Yes.
So what we do, we spell out hope.
Yes. Yeah.
With the bags.
With the bags, right.
Right. And that really,
It's pretty emotional.
Pretty emotional.
I've been there.
yeah, you've been there.
You have too.
You've got it. I've been there too.
You and I. Matter of fact, I think you and I did a lap together.
We probably did. Yeah,
I think we did.
We try and start at 8 o'clock, light the bags.
Right. Because you don't want to light the bags in the pitch black when it's when it's getting dark. No.
And probably 8:30 or so.
Yeah.
And backing up a little bit.
Sure.
The starter of the walk, Reverend Appleby, who's the
Sure. The
police
chaplain up at
department
the
chaplain.
Yep.
He'll give the invocation and say a few words.
Okay.
The local Legion and American,
Yep.
they come with the color guard.
Yep.
And we have a young lady expect to see the national anthem. That's how it starts off.
Really.
And then we try and get the survivors
To take a
to
lap.
take a lap
Yeah.
with them. And speaking of survivors, we have a special table for the survivors.
You do?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
And we give them a sash
Yeah.
with we have a pin, a cancer pin. Mm-hmm. And we give that to them. There is no cost to them.
Okay.
We give them a raffle ticket
Okay.
and we raffle what is called a bountiful basket.
Yes.
And what's in it, Peter? Who knows?
Exactly.
Everything is it. From
It's the
food,
who knows basket.
and there's cosmetics, all kind of things in it. And we raffle that off during the day, so they get that. And as I mentioned before, we got the shirts with the sponsors on the back.
Yeah.
And it's getting to the point where I may have to
Put 'em on the sleeves?
because it's filling up the back. And these are the
Yeah,
the
I was going to
hats.
say, what are those?
Yeah, these hats we sell them.
Okay.
We don't rip off the public.
No,
They run like $7 a hat.
that's right.
And what I'm going to do is, you take one yourself.
Oh, thank you.
Kind of, it matches your trousers.
It does. It matches
And
my pants.
if you got a feminine favorite,
Exactly.
here's one for the feminine favorite.
Oh, thank you.
And I will have a couple for the gals who are in the back room there.
All right.
Right now.
All right.
But I always say it's my baby.
It is.
Let me tell a little background on the thing.
Sure.
People say, well, how come you got involved in it, Jim? Family what? I said, wouldn't you believe it? My wife had passed away.
Yes.
But I didn't get involved in this because she had cancer, because I didn't know at the time.
Right.
I was into the event probably 2 years
Okay.
where we found out that she had cancer.
Oh boy.
So she passed away. But, hey,
Right.
things happen.
Exactly.
And this past April, I lost my brother. My brother to cancer.
Really.
So, it
Right.
it hits home, and My brother had a strange cancer. He had cancer in his ear.
Really?
And what
Wow.
it did, it metastasized. Like anything else like that. And it's just amazing about people. For instance, I got a phone call during the week from a lady, and she said to me, my daughter said to call you up and find out what is this cancer thing all about. So I went through the normal spiel
The
or whatever
spiel,
the case may be, told her what was what and so forth. She said, do I have to do so much mile? I said,
No.
no, you can walk once around, a half around, well, not at all if you don't want to walk.
You could
around.
walk and come back and
come
then
back
walk
again,
some more,
I said,
yeah.
it's all day long.
Right.
She said, gee, it sounds great. And you got all entertainment and whatnot. And I said, yeah, food.
Yeah, of course.
She said, well, how much is it going to cost me to get in? And I think I mentioned that. I said, it's not going to cost you anything to get in, honey, but you may cost you something to get out.
Exactly. If you walk in for free, it might cost you something to get out.
And then we did have a call from an out of town, let's put it that way.
Okay.
We try to limit our funds limit us to the shoreline.
Right.
And this gentleman had made a call, and as soon as I saw the phone number, I figured, well, I don't know, maybe it's his business. Hopefully
Yeah,
it was
right.
his business, and he was local. Well, unfortunately, it was not. It was East Haven,
Yeah.
and it was just out of our.
You don't
geo-
reach
we
that
couldn't do it,
area.
and we're not being selfish about it, but
Right.
it's just good business.
Exactly.
We have to try and take care of as many as we can.
Exactly.
And you get all ages.
Exactly.
It's always sad, no matter what age. But what gets me is when you have a young child. Family doesn't have an opportunity to appreciate having that child for such a long period of time. And it's just a great thing, really. And I look forward to it every year.
It is.
Peter.
You and I have done it every year.
Yeah, every year we've been at it. And I always hope that some year we don't have to do it.
Exactly.
One of these years.
We will not be
Yeah,
sitting
yeah.
here talking about this.
Yeah, because the Rotary, for instance, the Rotary got involved with polio.
Right.
We've almost eliminated that. So
Right.
we have to concentrate on that big C.
I was going to say one of these years, you and I will be sitting here, but we'll be talking about
Something else. What else?
We'll be basically going back in the years of
Yeah,
what a
we'll
wonderful.
be reminiscing.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be having memories of
Yeah.
doing all
Yeah.
these shows
But
together.
it's
and-
amazing. People, it's so long. It's 16 years. I mean,
I know.
time flies by.
It does.
Yeah.
It doesn't. What I didn't know
Yeah.
was your Cancer Walk committee is only a committee of 3.
Well, we make the decision, right?
Right.
Yeah. Of course, the club, the membership of the club has dropped quite a bit
Right.
over the years. For one reason, another age or whatever, people moving out of town. We've got like 17 members now.
Yeah.
And everybody's got a job.
Of course.
I have to spread it around. When I initially started, and I had been president, we had 40 some odd members at that time.
You were president of the Rotary?
I've been president twice.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I'd like to get my nose into everything.
Right, of course. You're like me. You're like me. You like
Yeah.
you like not to be home at night and
Yeah, right.
not to be gallivanting at meetings.
Well, I figured they can't catch up to me.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Exactly. You can't catch up with you.
Yeah.
You can't have a moving
Yes,
target.
so I hope that you'll join it. I know you'll be there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And
It's all
I
right.
do appreciate everything you've done for
Oh,
us.
not a
Come on.
problem, buddy. You know that.
It's
You know
great to
that.
let the public know,
It is.
and we try and advertise the best we can.
Right.
And word of mouth means a lot too. It gets around.
It does. It does.
I was in one of the local stop.
Yeah,
I won't mention
one of the
any-
lo- one of the
one of the local shopping places.
Yes.
And I coached football years ago.
Yeah.
And a young man called, "Hey, Mr. Beardsley." He said, I looked at him. He said, "Do you remember you used to coach football?" I said, "Oh, yeah, I remember you." He said, they were with his mother. And I said to him, "I'll tell you what, you can do something for me." He said, "What?" I said, "This Saturday, the 13th, we're having our cancer walk. You and your mom be there." And I said, "As a matter of fact, we're going to have an auction. And since your mama looked at me, she's going to love the auction." So that's how things happen over the years.
Definitely. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Now, normally, how many people show up at the walk
Well,
during the day? Or does it vary because of the weather? and
It
varies-
varies with the weather. I'd say maybe 300, 200, whatever.
Okay.
It, you know.
All right.
And what we try to do is, you don't have to stay there. You can go
No.
and come back and forth.
Right.
Really. And you know, you can go for one of the auctions and come back later on, or if you like the music of the convertibles in
Right.
the evening, you come back in
Come
the
back and
evening.
hang out.
You know, and the food, you know, the food trucks will be there.
Okay.
So everything is going to be a happy day. And I
Exactly.
watched the weatherman today, and I said to Dr. Mellon, "Hey, Doc, you're going to take care of us Saturday."
Exactly. It's got to be nice on
And
Saturday.
they said it's going to be nice. It's
gonna
going to be
nice
cool.
on Saturday. Okay.
And
All right.
we're looking forward to a successful year.
Exactly.
And I'm looking forward to $30,000.
Is that what the goal is this year?
That's my goal.
Is that,
yeah,
is that the
yeah,
goal
right.
this year?
Yeah, yeah.
So for those of our viewers and listeners just joining us, obviously the Cancer Walk is this Saturday, the
Yeah.
13th of September, from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the track at Ethel Peters Memorial Complex on Glenwood Road in Clinton.
Yeah, and don't forget, I have an office now. So
Yes, we didn't talk about that.
we didn't talk about
Go.
the office. Just out of the goodness of the town of Clinton, I have an office in the Chamber of Commerce,
Yeah.
which is 50 East Main Street.
Right next, right between the
Yeah.
police department and the town hall.
And the new annex that's coming. That's
Yes.
built, right.
Yeah.
And I'm there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday
Okay.
from 10 to noon.
All right.
I'm not there all day long.
Nope.
So that the continued donation or support of the cancer, I'm there. You can always stop in.
If people want to stop in, get some more
Get
information.
information about what's going on or how they could join
Right.
and be on the committee, I'm there.
Exactly.
We'd be very happy.
Now, as far as information, what are the criteria if people want to join the committee?
Well, I tell you, you have to be able to give of yourself, of your own time.
Okay.
I mean, that's all I can ask.
Right.
You don't have to have a degree in whatever.
Exactly.
And you just have to, in here.
Right. Exactly.
And you don't have to have anybody pass away from cancer that, you know,
All right.
because we have a lot of people on there that come, they just support the cancer walk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's every
And
year.
we're always looking for members.
Exactly. Speaking of cancer walking every year, one question that I didn't ask that I'm going to
Yeah.
ask now, before we mention the event one more time, before we say goodnight, why did you move the cancer walk to September?
Okay, good question.
Thank you.
Well, you know, the weather controls our activity.
Right.
And sometimes it rains, sometimes it's too hot.
Okay. Right.
If it's real hot, people stay home and they work in their garden or whatever.
And if it rains,
And
nobody
it
shows
rains,
up.
they don't come out at all.
Right.
And when you figure in June, school is out, people are on vacation. This way, they're home
All right.
in the fall.
Well, we're about to say goodnight, but before we do, one more time, Saturday, September 13th, 1 to 9, Ethel Peters Memorial Complex in Clinton, off Glenwood Road.
Glenwood Road.
Come on down, see Jim,
Yeah.
see myself. On behalf of Jim Beardsley, I'm Peter Mezzetti. Thanks, good night, and we'll see you next week.